Mike Moore Media.
This program is sponsored by Crossroads Pharmacy, PSI, Pump Pipe Sales and Service, and Buy Right Supermarket. Stokesdale now with our man in Stokesdale, Frank Bruno. Hey, Frank, how you doing?
Hey, good. How you doing, Mike?
I guess you've made it through the storm. We were talking a little bit before we started, and kind of a non-event, but you were prepared just in case.
Yeah, after the storm we had last weekend, being without power for 3 or 4 days, got all prepared yesterday for a non-event, which I think is a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
You drove around town a little later yesterday and today, and it doesn't look like I didn't really see any trees down, roads blocked. So I think we did a good job. I know last week when we had everything happening over the weekend, the fire departments were out, cutting trees and doing their job. And those guys do a great job trying to help at least keep the roads clear. They can't go near the electrical lines, of course, but so I know they're happy too that they didn't have to run around town yesterday or today clearing trees again. So I just want to, good shout out to the guys up at the Stokesvale Fire Department and everything they do for the community. They did a great job helping out last weekend. So
yeah, thank you to them for sure. Okay, well, let's bring everybody up to date. I'm on your Facebook page, Stokesdale Now, and some things going on we need to talk about.
Yeah, and what we're again, I always tell people that page is a community page. So if you do have events coming up in the spring or whenever, let me know and we'll post them on there. So what I've started to do is kind of go around the area and look at what may be of interest to people in Stokesdale. They might want to go down to some fairs that are happening. One of the things I did want to mention, and I know a lot of people know this, but we do have a winery in Stokesdale, Stonefield Cellars, and they do their tastings Thursday through Sunday. They do special events, so I would highly suggest if you're interested in those kind of events to go onto their Facebook page. And they'll keep you informed about what's going on. I know they do a lot of music up there, and they had to change their schedule drastically because of what went on last year. But I would find out what they're doing. I'm sure they'll have a lot more events going on this year.
Yeah, you're right. And they were a sponsor on this program. I need to go at one point. I need to go back and see them. But yeah, that's a wonderful venue, and and they do a really good job on their Facebook page and keeping everybody current on all their events that they do. You're right.
Yeah. So check them out. They've got they've got some great wines up there. They got some cool events happening during when we didn't have the pandemic. So hopefully they get back into that again this year.
Yeah.
I also start to look around, like I said, what's happening in the area. They do have the Stokesvale Marketplace, which is the one up on 220. They've got their big yard sale coming up on March 27th. So I think they're still taking applications for vendors, but there'll be a lot of people out there. Hopefully be a nice day out. Weather won't be too bad. But that's March 27th, so it's 4 or 5 weeks away, but it's still coming up. I did find, Rural Hall is doing a food truck festival during the week on March 9th, so that's a couple weeks away. That's during the day, so it's a lunchtime food festival. And I did find another one in March, Jamestown Spring Vendor Market. It's at that Southern Junk store that's in Jamestown. That's on March 20th. So what I'm trying to do is, and there's a bunch of stuff in April also, but those are the next things coming up in March. I know one of the exciting things in this area is the Oak Ridge Easter Horse Show.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be back to doing that again this year. That's the beginning of April 2nd, 3rd at Steeple Mill Farm. So that should be a pretty good event. I think they haven't done that in the last couple of years, but it'd be great to see that again. So, little by little, we're having more events start to open up. And I'm sure there'll be some more festivals, especially when we get into April, May. March is usually a cold month, so there's not a lot coming up then, but there are some things. So I would check those things out. And again, I can't say it too much. If anyone out there's got an event happening, some type of a sale at the church or for a community group, send it to me and we will post it and advertise it for you.
Yeah, and your Facebook page, Stokesdale Now, is what we're talking about here. And easy to get things listed there. Any kind of community. It's kind of as you said before, it's a community bulletin board, so we can use it just for that.
Yeah, and that's really what it was set up for. It's not it's not one of those sites that we do anything political or argue about stuff. It's a fun page for the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we want to keep it that way. So you can't just randomly post. You still have to have me approve it. But unless it's something that doesn't fit that format, everything pretty much gets posted on it. But we'd love to. That's the whole point of that, is to get stuff going on in the community. I haven't seen much being planned, and I don't know if that's just because people aren't sure what the next few months will be like.
Mm-hmm.
But I met with a gentleman who owns a food truck the other day, and he was asking me about doing an event in Stokesdale maybe in the spring. And the problem with that now is it would need to be planned now. You don't just say, I'm going to do something in 2 weeks.
Right.
So we are looking into, through the business association, looking into maybe doing some type of a market in downtown Stokesdale.
Mm-hmm.
But the earliest we could do it would be May or June, and probably June at this point, just because those things do take several months to plan.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I'll know pretty quick if we're going to do that, and I'll start posting that on the Stokesdale Now Facebook page and kind of take it from there. But a lot of people have been asking, when are we going to do something in Stokesdale? And I always say, and we've talked about this in the past,
mm-hmm.
It takes people to do events like that. So I love when people ask me to do it, but I need volunteers to help with that stuff.
Volunteers make it happen.
Volunteers. So if there are people who want to step up and help me with that, that would be fantastic, because, I do have a full-time job, and I do need to make some money to pay my bills.
Right.
And this would be pretty much a community event that would be something that if we put on, we may have to charge for the vendors, but we won't make any money. It would be to pay expenses, and if there's anything left over, we would donate it to either food pantry or some local charity. So
mm-hmm.
It'd be very inexpensive. And my goal with that would be to help people who, the last year, people who relied on doing those festivals to make a living haven't been able to do that.
Yeah.
So the idea would be either have it free or very small cost, $10 or $20 a space, where they can start making some money back. And really all we would be doing is covering expenses. So that's something that is in the thought process, but if anybody's interested, please let me know if they would like to help, because the more help I get, the bigger the event, or the quicker we can do an event like that.
Sure, yeah. And don't procrastinate on that, folks. It's time to start planning on that now. And I've just thought of one more, and this is, less than 20 minutes from you, and that's the Madison Maiden Rotary Club annual tasting extravaganza. That's in downtown Madison tomorrow, 1 to 4. It's a strolling event, wine, hops, appetizers, and silent auction art exhibition. So that's another one, maybe not too far away.
Yeah, that's not too far. Yeah, I'll find that and post it on the page, too, so people could get some information about it.
Yeah, they usually do that at Deep Springs Country Club, but that whole, COVID's changed everything. So I don't think they had it at all last year. Yeah, but yeah, so open air, social distancing is easier when you're in a downtown area and you can kind of stroll around the street. So that's what they're doing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of the events I'm finding, that's they're all going to be outdoors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it does allow people to the social distance, not worry about stuff. I know they're talking about when we have February 28th is our next kind of update on what we're going to do for a state, and hopefully that'll be the last of the limited amount of people at events.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to start to kind of loosen that up. I know there's a lot of festivals or concerts or outdoor events starting in April.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, how do those keep going if you have these mandates in place? So, and I think a lot of people I've talked to have already either gone through having COVID and being fine, or they've gotten their vaccinations. So we're moving to the point where it'll be a lot easier to kind of get out and do things. So.
Yeah, you're right. You're right on that for sure. Okay. All righty. Yeah. So best way to get in touch with you and put some things on Stokesdale Now Facebook page is?
You can go to the page and message me directly, or everybody has my phone number. They're always welcome to call me. Yeah. That's also listed on the page, but that's the best way. Go to that Stokesdale Now page and message me any events that you want me to put up for you, and I'll get back to you usually pretty quick. And again, I've had stuff like, when the firehouse start doing their barbecues, I always put that up there. I've had some churches want me to put up events up there. If you're having a community yard sale, I'll put it up there. Mm-hmm. If you're having your own yard sale, I'll put it up there. Yeah. So it's really just to help out the community and post some stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, that's the best way to get me, through that Stokesdale Now Facebook page.
Okay, community is the key word there with that for sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Frank. Anything else before we wrap up?
No, just, everybody's seen the big building going up, buy rights getting mm-hmm. closer and closer. So, keep supporting those guys. I'm waiting for David to put up a sign that says volunteers need to help us move stuff. But he's probably got that covered. But I know probably everybody in this community would show up that morning and help him move or do whatever he needed done.
You don't even need to ask.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't have to ask. And, they're a great asset to the community, a great family, family-owned business. So, keep supporting them. I know they've had a pretty good run over the last year with, especially with no one wanting to go out. Mm-hmm. The place is always packed. So I know they're anxious to get in their new building. And as far as I know, it's still on schedule for May. Mm-hmm. I don't think this last week really affected anything, but just keep an eye out. There'll be, I'm sure, some big announcements when he gets closer, and hopefully, he'll get a lot more. I know he'll get a lot more support anyway, because he'll have a lot more stuff in the store.
Yeah.
So, but we're all excited about that too. So, so I'm looking forward to that. It's a big spring thing. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'll be a big deal for sure, and it really is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, Frank, thank you for your time and your work there, and all the good things you do in Stokesdale. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a good weekend. Talk to you next month.
Okay.
Okay.
You
bye.
too. Take care. Bye.
All right. You too. Frank Bruno, our man in Stokesdale. Our program is sponsored by Crossroads Pharmacy. Just talking to April not long ago. She, in addition to her pharmacy there in Oak Ridge on NC 68 North, Crossroads Pharmacy, where great value and service meet. She's recently, just in the last year, has opened another location in Madison, right beside Fuzzy's Barbecue. So get into either one of those locations, and she has a new fun program for kids, Crossroads Kids. So check with April and her staff on that. And, of course, they're there for all of your prescription needs, and in Madison, they have a drive-through window, curbside service right out front in the Oak Ridge location. Free delivery all around the area from Crossroads Pharmacy. What a good folks they are. And then we have just another few words here on Buy Right Supermarket. Fresh produce, groceries, household products, meat department. They cut that meat daily. And I'm on their Facebook page right now looking at the specials that start on Wednesday, go through Tuesday. Meats, chicken, produce, seafood, pies, and cakes. Check that out on Facebook. Buy Right Supermarket. They're on US 158. And the new building opening soon. PSI, Pump Pipe Sales and Service, has the best deals on plumbing equipment and parts. PSI is the largest independent wholesale distributor of plumbing, drainage, pipes, valves, fittings, erosion control, hoses, power equipment, large and small tools in the Carolinas and Virginia. With over 35 years of experience, PSI, Pump Pipe Sales and Service, Walter Combs Way, Stokesdale. You can see it right off 220. Okay, that's our program. Again, check out Frank's Facebook page. That is Stokesdale Now. You can contribute to that. And the town website, stokesdale.org.